Thank you for purchasing a Bandit SG75W stump grinder. Whether you purchase this machine new or used, we appreciate your business. If the machine was purchased used, please send an email to marketing@banditchippers.com with the model and serial number, along with your company name and address. This will allow us to update our owner's records and to send you any potentially valuable information about your machine. This video will provide a basic overview of the safety, operational, and maintenance procedures of a Bandit SG75W stump grinder. These procedures are to be used in conjunction with the manual, decals, and ANSI and OSHA standards. Most companies involved in tree care or tree maintenance have weekly meetings to review potential hazards and to discuss how accidents can be avoided. These meetings are a benefit to new, inexperienced employees and serve as a reminder to experienced employees. Bandit highly recommends implementing a program like this if you don't have one already. All new Bandit products have a weatherproof manual. These manuals include safety, maintenance, and operation procedures, along with parts diagrams and troubleshooting tips. Always keep this manual with the machine. Bandit identifies each machine by a serial number and work order number. You will need one of these numbers when ordering parts or requesting service assistance. The serial number tag is located on the upper left corner of the front of the machine. A welded work order number is located on the frame of the machine above the left front wheels. Before operating your stump grinder, be certain you know how to use the machine safely. It is the responsibility of the owner to ensure all operators are thoroughly trained and have read, understand, and follow safety and operational procedures contained in the manuals, on the decals, and in this video. It is essential that an operator wears proper gloves, clothing, hard hat, face shield, hearing protection, and safety glasses when operating a stump grinder. Do not wear gauntlet-style gloves or loose, improper clothing. Avoid wearing necklaces, rings, watches, and neckties while operating the equipment. Follow the established ANSI and OSHA standards. There are warning decals prominently displayed on the stump grinder to provide constant reminders about how the machine should be operated and maintained. Every person involved in the operation or service of the stump grinder must be familiar with, understand, and follow the instructions on the decals. Immediately replace any missing or damaged decals. This equipment is intended for use by adults who have been trained and are physically capable of operating the machine safely. Never allow minors to operate this machine. Do not go near the rotating cutter wheel for any reason. Contact with a rotating cutter wheel will result in severe injury or death. Do not go near the cutter wheel when the engine is running, even if the cutter wheel is not rotating. Avoid all moving parts and ensure all guards and shields are in place and properly secured. Operators will need to ensure that there are no utility lines in the area above or below the ground where grinding will take place. Always contact a local utility company to mark underground utility lines. Failure to do so may result in severe injury or death. Before starting the machine, take a minute to check a few things. The machine should be in an area restricted from people passing by. The area around the machine must be free of all objects that can obstruct your movement. Never stand, sit, or ride on the machine while it's operated or maneuvered. Inspect the cutter wheel to make sure it has no cracks or wear. Inspect the teeth and pockets. Do not operate the machine with extremely worn teeth or pockets, as this will cause excessive vibration and premature wear. Replacement teeth and pockets should be OEM parts. This will increase the longevity of the machine. Do not attempt to operate the machine on an ascending or descending slope of more than 25 degrees or 46%, or a side slope of 17 degrees or 30%. This is the maximum recommended slope grade for safe and efficient operation and will protect the hydraulic system, engine, and other components. Use extreme caution when traveling over non-level surfaces. This machine can tip over on non-level surfaces, causing potential machine damage or personal injury. Every SG75W is manufactured with a swing-out operator's console. This swing-out folds neatly into the side of the machine for transport and storage. For those desiring the ability to operate the machine at a distance, an optional wireless radio remote control can be added. Additionally, a control pad located on the rear of the machine allows operation of certain machine functions when the console or radio cannot be used. Your preferred control type may be selected on the control panel. Select the Mode menu and switch between standby, local, or remote control. To operate the machine with the swing-out console, make sure the control mode is in the local setting. Position the console outward, ensuring it's fully locked in place. Close and latch the machine doors. When in swing-out mode, the throttle is controlled using the rabbit and turtle buttons on the control panel. Press the rabbit button to raise RPMs and the turtle button to lower them. Two joysticks control all machine travel and cutter wheel functions. Each joystick has a trigger on the back. When either of these triggers are pressed and held, the joysticks control travel and movement of the machine. When the trigger is not pressed and held, the joysticks control movement of the cutter head. To drive the machine forward, press and hold either trigger and push the left joystick forward. To reverse the machine, press either trigger and pull the left joystick toward you. To steer the machine, press and hold a trigger and move the right joystick left to turn left and right to turn right. Without the triggers pressed and held, the joysticks control movement of the cutter head. The left joystick controls cutter wheel up and down. Push the joystick forward to lower the cutter head and pull it backwards to raise it. The right joystick controls cutter wheel swing. Press it left to swing the head left and right to swing the head to the right. Please note, the machine must be at full throttle in order for cutter wheel swing to be active. If you're attempting to swing the cutter head and it isn't moving, use the control panel to raise RPMs to full throttle and try again. There are 8 buttons on the joysticks that control a variety of machine functions. The 2 leftmost buttons on the left joystick control travel speed. There are 3 preset speeds for the machine: high, low, and creep. Tap the top button to raise the speed, and tap the bottom button to slow the speed. The 2 rightmost buttons on the left joystick control blade up and down. Press and hold the top button to raise the blade, and press and hold the bottom button to lower it. The top left button on the right joystick is used to engage the cutter wheel. Tap the button once and then press and hold it for 2 seconds until the cutter wheel engages. To stop the cutter wheel, simply press the button again. The bottom left button on the right joystick controls the Easy Sweep function. Easy Sweep is a patented process to dramatically simplify stump grinding by making it single button simple. With the cutter wheel engaged and the engine at full throttle, use the right joystick to begin swinging the cutter head in either direction. Tap the Easy Sweep button and release the joystick. The cutter head will continue swinging on its own. When the cutter head clears the stump, press the button again. The cutter head will automatically drop a predetermined distance and reverse direction. When the stump is cleared on the opposite side, press the button again, and the cutter wheel will again drop in reverse direction. To override Easy Sweep at any point, press the joystick left or right, or press the trigger. The 2 rightmost buttons on the right joystick control swing speed. There are 4 preset speeds available. Tap the top button to raise swing speed, and press the bottom button to lower swing speed. Important note: when traveling using the joysticks, high-speed travel is limited to 2,000 RPMs in order to increase operator safety. If the machine is at full throttle when high-speed travel is selected and engaged, you'll hear the machine idle down from full throttle to 2,000 RPMs. This is normal. After you've positioned the machine near a stump to begin grinding, you'll need to engage the cutter head and then increase RPMs to full throttle before the cutter head will begin swinging left and right. Doing so will automatically drop travel speed from high speed to low speed. To turn the remote on, press and hold the center power button for 1 second. If the remote is properly linked to the machine, the screen will display engine parameters and the connection strength icon at the top right will be green. If the remote isn't properly linked, or if the machine is off, the screen will display a COM error message. If this error message appears and the machine key is turned on, the remote will need to be relinked. Please watch the dedicated Tactus remote linking video for detailed instructions on this process. Before operating the machine, check the display screen to make sure the batteries have a full charge. The batteries are rechargeable, so users should remove and recharge the batteries at the end of each day using the included charger. The remote for the SG75W features 2 joysticks. These joysticks control both the movement of the machine and the movement of the cutter wheel. In order for the joysticks to control movement of the machine, either of the 2 enable buttons on the top of the remote will need to be pressed and held while the joysticks are operated. To drive the machine forward or backward, press and hold an enable button. Move the left joystick upward to drive the machine forward and down to drive it backwards. The right joystick controls steering. To steer the machine left, press and hold an enable button and push the joystick left. To turn right, push it to the right. The SG75W features both a low and high travel speed. The travel speed can be selected using the drive speed toggle. When the toggle is in the upward position, the machine is in high travel speed mode. And when the toggle is positioned downward, the machine will travel at a lower speed. When the toggle is in the high speed position, the cutter wheel cannot be activated. Additionally, if the machine is started with the remote in high speed mode, the machine will only travel at low speed until the toggle is switched to low and then back to high. When the machine is grinding, operators can control slow, precise forward and reverse movements of the grinder using the creep toggle. With either of the enable buttons pressed and held, press the creep toggle upward to move the machine forward and downward to move the grinder backward. Movement of the cutter wheel is controlled using the same joysticks used to control machine movement. To raise the cutter wheel, move the left joystick downward. To lower the cutter wheel, press the joystick upward. Cutter wheel swing is controlled by the right joystick. To swing the cutter wheel left, move the joystick to the left. To swing right, move the joystick to the right. Additional features on the remote include throttle control, cutter wheel engagement, swing speed, bump time, easy sweep, and blade up and down. To throttle the machine up, hold the toggle located to the bottom left of the display screen in the upward position until the machine reaches full RPM. To decrease the throttle, hold the toggle in the downward position until the machine is idling. To engage the cutter wheel, press and hold the cutter toggle upward for 2 seconds and then release. To disengage the cutter wheel, hold the toggle in the downward position. To increase or decrease the swing speed, utilize the swing speed toggle. Operators can choose between 3 factory preset swing speeds. To adjust the swing speed, bump the toggle upward to increase swing speed and downward to decrease swing speed. The cutter wheel up and down joystick has a secondary function. If the operator taps the joystick upward momentarily, the cutter head will drop for a predetermined amount of time and distance. This feature is meant to decrease grinding time by making the process methodical and measured. In order to increase or decrease the amount of time the cutter wheel will drop when the cutter wheel down joystick is tapped, use the bump time toggle. To increase the amount of time and distance the cutter wheel drops, bump the toggle upward. To decrease the amount of cutter wheel drop, bump the toggle downward. The up and down motion of the backfill blade is controlled by the toggle located to the bottom left of the right joystick. To lower the blade, press the toggle forward, and to raise the blade, press it backward. All SG75Ws feature Bandit's Easy Sweep function. Easy Sweep is a patented process to dramatically simplify stump grinding by making it single button simple. With the cutter wheel engaged and the engine at full throttle, press the Easy Sweep toggle, and the cutter wheel will automatically drop a predetermined distance and reverse direction. When the stump is cleared, Simply press the toggle again, and the cutter wheel will again drop in reverse direction. The parameters for the Easy Sweep swing speed and cutter wheel drop can be adjusted using the bump time and swing speed toggles. To override the Easy Sweep functions, simply press either of the joysticks. To turn the remote off, press and hold the power button for 3 seconds. The remote also features an emergency stop button on the top side of the remote. To shut the engine down, press the button down. To allow restart, pull the button upward. An e-stop is also located on the machine near the control panel. If the key was in the on position when an e-stop was pressed and released, the key will need to be cycled off and on before the engine can be restarted. In order to ensure the effective operation of the emergency stop buttons, each one will need to be pressed and released with the key on and engine off at least once every 100 hours. If either of the e-stops hasn't been utilized within a 100-hour time frame, a fault code will appear on the control panel, and the stump grinder will not be able to start until both buttons have been cycled. After cycling both e-stops, the code will clear and the machine will be able to start again. Please note, when the cutter wheel is engaged, the machine will only move in low-speed mode or creep. You cannot move the machine in high-speed mode with the cutter wheel engaged. The SG75W features a traction control system. The traction control feature is activated at the control panel. Navigate to the Mode menu and then press the button in the bottom right-hand corner to toggle between traction control on and off. With traction control on, the word traction is highlighted in green. For maximum traction and climbing ability, traction control should be on, and for optimal steering, traction control should be off. The control panel on the SG75W has the ability to control many other parameters of machine operation. Many of these features come preset from the factory and should never need adjusting. However, if you find that a particular feature isn't performing optimally for your grinding style, please consult your Bandit dealer for help diagnosing and potentially adjusting these advanced settings. If the grinder loses power and cannot be started or operated by any of the control methods available, a manual brake release process can be activated so that the grinder may be safely pushed or pulled to a towing vehicle without damaging the machine. To release the brake, begin by removing the front panel on the left side of the machine. Loosen the jam nut on the freewheel needle valve. Using a 1/4-inch Allen wrench, fully open the valve by spinning it counterclockwise until it stops turning. On the right side of the machine, open the control console doors. Find the needle valve on the top of the valve body in the middle of the machine. Loosen the jam nut and then fully close this valve by turning it clockwise until it stops turning. Retrieve the cutter wheel lock pin from the front of the machine. Insert the lock pin into the fitting on the brake release hand pump. Begin pumping until resistance is too great to continue. At this point, the machine can be freewheeled. Please note, as pumping begins, the brakes will begin to release and the machine may begin to move on its own, especially if it's resting on a slope. Be aware of your surroundings and pay attention to machine movement at all times. To re-engage the brakes, reverse the previously described process. Open the pin valve on the upper valve body and tighten the jam nut. Then close the pin valve on the side valve body and tighten the jam nut. The hand pump does not need to be used to re-engage the brakes. The SG75W comes standard with dual drive tires for added stability and flotation. With the dual drive tires attached, the machine is 51.5 inches wide. The outermost wheels can be taken off by removing the bolt at the center of each wheel. With the outer wheels removed, the machine has a total width of 35.5 inches. Stumps should be cut as low to the ground as possible to reduce the amount of grinding material and lessen the chance of flying debris around the work area. Inspect the area around the stump for any noticeable debris that could cause damage during grinding. For optimal performance, the stump should be ground with the portion of the cutter wheel highlighted. Never undercut the stump, as undercutting may cause severe kickback, vibration, and component damage. Before starting the machine, check to make sure the fuel, hydraulic oil, and engine oil are at the proper fill levels. Hydraulic oil should read 7/8 full, and the engine oil should read at the appropriate mark on the oil dipstick. Check to make sure both the cutter wheel lock pin and the frame lock pin are removed and securely placed in the storage area. Position the side chip containment wings by lifting the spring latch pin and swinging them outward into place. Start the machine and choose the desired control setting you'll be using for operation. Once in the proper mode setting, test the swing left and right and cutter wheel up and down. After all functions are tested, position the machine near the stump. Make sure the cutter wheel is clear of the stump. Engage the cutter wheel. Once the cutter wheel is engaged, increase the engine to full RPM. Once at full RPM, lower the cutter wheel to the side of the stump and begin by making a few light passes to get a feel for the cutting action. Gradually increase the cutting action and work away at the stump by swinging the cutter wheel side to side and downward as needed. The cutting action should be smooth and effortless. If it isn't, back the machine up or lift the cutter wheel up to take smaller bites. Continue cutting the stump by adjusting the cutter wheel progressively lower until the stump is cut at the desired ground level. Raise the cutter wheel back up and swing the cutter wheel to the side, moving the machine forward for the next series of passes. Continue this process until the stump is completely ground. After the stump is ground, disengage the cutter wheel. Before attempting any type of maintenance, disengage the cutter wheel, wait for it to come to a complete stop, turn off the engine, remove the ignition key, and make sure it's in your possession. Disconnect the battery and install the cutter wheel lock pin. If this is a new machine, it is especially important after the first hour of operation to shut the machine down and check the tightness of all nuts and bolts. It is normal for nuts and bolts to loosen once a new piece of equipment is operated. Inspect all safety decals and control gauges. Replace any that are missing or damaged. For a complete listing of the daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly maintenance recommendations, please consult the operator's manual. The SG75W is offered with two cutter wheel options, a Bandit wheel with green teeth, or a New Revolution wheel with hex teeth. The cutter wheel must be inspected daily for elongated bolt holes, excessive wear, potential cracks, and tooth and pocket wear. If your machine is equipped with a Bandit wheel with green teeth, the tooth can be rotated up to 3 times before it needs to be discarded. When the tooth has worn down past 1/16 of an inch on the carbide tip, it is time to rotate or replace the tooth. To rotate a tooth, simply loosen the nut with a 5/8 inch socket wrench, tap the tooth down, rotate the tooth, and reposition the tooth in place. Retighten the nut and torque to 50 foot-pounds. To replace a green tooth, use a 5/8 inch socket wrench and remove the worn tooth. Install the new tooth. The shoulder of the tooth will meet the flat indent of the pocket, and the tooth should not rotate. Thread the lock nut onto the top portion of the tooth and torque the nut to 50 foot-pounds. During tooth turning or replacement, inspect all pockets for damage or excessive wear. Replace damaged or worn pockets as needed. When replacing pockets, be sure to use a wire brush to clean both sides of the cutter wheel. This will help ensure a clean mounting surface. Reattach the pocket bolts and torque them to 180 foot-pounds for lubricated bolts or 240 foot-pounds for dry bolts. When replacing pockets, be sure to reference the manual for the proper pocket layout, as not all pockets are the same and will need to be mounted according to the diagram in the manual. If your machine is equipped with a New Revolution wheel with hex teeth, the side teeth and pockets can be used on the opposite side of the cutter wheel. The lead teeth feature weld-in pockets and cannot be switched. These teeth should be replaced when they're worn. Severely damaged teeth or pockets must be discarded and replaced accordingly. To remove a tooth and pocket, first use a metal pick to clean out the area around each nut. Use a 15/16 socket to remove the nuts. After the worn tooth is removed, replace it with a new tooth. The carbide tip must be facing in the direction of cutter wheel rotation.
Tighten the nut and retorque to 150 foot-pounds.
When the side pockets begin to near the perimeter of the wheel, the pocket can be flipped and utilized on the opposite side of the cutter wheel. When moving or replacing pockets, you must use a pinned pocket at a station with a locator pinhole. Use a plain, non-pinned pocket at a station without the locator pinhole. This will ensure the correct tooth pattern. All replaced teeth and pockets must have the nuts torqued to 150 foot-pounds. When changing a tooth or pocket, it is also recommended to change all applicable nuts and bolts. Tooth and pocket nuts should be retorqued after 30 minutes of use and then inspected daily before the use of the stump grinder. Bandit does not recommend sharpening either tooth option. When worn, it is more cost-effective to replace worn teeth with new ones. This will ensure maximum productivity with less machine stress.
Make sure to grease each of the following components at the intervals noted. In addition to these components, the lower end of the cutter wheel drive shaft will need to be greased every 250 hours of operation. To access the grease fitting on the drive shaft, the plate on the rear of the cutter head assembly will need to be removed. In addition to the 3 bolts, the grease fitting will also need to be removed. This will allow the plate to slide off over the grease extension. With the plate removed, the grease fitting can be found about an inch above the edge of the opening in the center of the U-joint. The cutter wheel may need to be rotated to access the fitting. Grease the lower drive shaft with 1 to 2 pumps of an EP2 lithium type grease.
The cutter wheel on the SG75W is driven by a lower gearbox. The gearbox oil should be changed after the first 50 hours of operation, then every 3 months or 600 hours after that. Any of the following oils may be used. Oil capacity for the lower gearbox is 84.5 ounces, or 2.5 liters. The SG75W is offered with a Kohler 74 horsepower diesel engine. Please consult the engine operator's manual for service and maintenance intervals for this engine. The SG75W is equipped with an efficient hydraulic system. Be sure to avoid pump cavitation by ensuring the hydraulic oil is always at 7/8 full. In cold weather, allow the hydraulic system to warm up several minutes before operation. The hydraulic filters must be replaced after the first 10 hours of operation, and then every 400 hours or 3 months after that. Bandit recommends using Petro-Canada Hydrex XV hydraulic oil or a high-quality anti-wear hydraulic oil as outlined in the manual. Flush and change the hydraulic oil and suction screens annually. Thank you for taking the time to view this video. Any topics mentioned in this video are to be used in conjunction with the manual, decals, and all ANSI and OSHA standards. If you have any additional questions, please consult your local Bandit dealer or contact Bandit directly at 800-952-0178 or marketing@banditchippers.com.